and welcome back to my channel. It's Charlie from Charlys Crafty Creations. Today we're going to rhinestone our drip from our snow globe tumbler. So in the last part we put our vinyl on ready for our rhinestones. Here you can see me using gem tack. This is the glue that I use on all of my tumblers because it is food safe once it is fully cured. I am putting the gem tack into the tiny pin bottles. You'll see these in a second. As you can see here, the lid is tiny and it's got a pin that goes down the center of the tube to stop it getting blocked or clogged up. These are available on my crafting recommendations section, along with everything else that should be in the description of this video. And here you can see me getting all the rhinestones ready. Now these are both AB clear rhinestones, and the one in my hand at the moment is the scatter mix, which is all the different sizes, and then in the other shape there is the 5mm rhinestones, again in AB clear. So here you can see me doing the first round. Now I use the hexagon method. When you think hexagon method, think of honeycomb. So that's the way that they sort of slot in together as you're doing the rows. Now on my first round, I'll do a complete layer and then I will turn the tumbler upside down to make sure that it is drying completely flat. I've slowed it down a little bit here so you can see me turn it upside down and how I let it dry and push them all down and make sure they're level. Like that. And then while that's drying, I do my first round on my lid. So again, all the way around the outside. And then I'll just leave this to dry. These again, 5mm AB clear rhinestones. So I have sped this video up. As you can see, this is the hexagon method that I was talking about. So they slot in together nicely, and I just repeat this all the way around the cup until I can't do that on the drip anymore. And then that is where the scatter mix of the rhinestones will come into play. Here you can see me start to use the scatter mix on the tiny drips, but I will go into more detail in a second. I'm hoping you can see here, and pause if you need to, how the scatter mix is on the drips and how the hexagon shapes work in the rows. I was trying to show you the difference between the two. Please pause to have a look. This row has both the 5mm rhinestones and the scatter mix on the same row. So I thought it was the perfect opportunity to show you how I do it. The first two there, rhinestones, are 5mm, and then you can see there's only a tiny bit of the drip there. So I'm placing in different size rhinestones to fill the gaps essentially until we get to the next bit where we can use a 5mm rhinestone. Again, just placing them all the way around the row. I needed to add a little bit more glue here. I think I use probably a little more glue than most, but it does dry completely clear, and I'd rather know that they're secure on there than using not enough glue. You will notice throughout the video as well, I always give it a little tap with my finger after I've done a little bit, just to give it that extra little push down. Again, we're at a small part of the drip, so I'm going to change the size rhinestones I'm using until we get back to a 5mm space. And again, then continue in the row. And I just do this all the way around the cup. The same process all the way around, all the way around. Okay, so now we're on to a drip here. You can see I just completely cover the drip with the glue, and then I'm just going to fill the spaces with the rhinestones that fit. So obviously sometimes you'll need small ones, large ones. You've got some really teeny tiny ones, and then you've got some really large ones. I think the largest in this pack is a 7, maybe 8 mil. So you can really mix it up. I like to do the larger sizes towards the bottom of the drip where the largest bit of the drip is. And again, we're just going to fill in any of the small gaps with the teeny tiny ones and keep adding the glue as we go. This is why these bottles are perfect for the gem tack, because the pin makes sure it doesn't get clogged up. When you're using the small gem tack bottles, they tend to get quite clogged. As you can see here, I'm starting to use bigger size gems the further we get down. And we just continue this all the way until the drip is completely done, and then I tend to tidy up around the outside with a cotton bud at the end, just to make sure there's no glue on the tumbler. And now we're going to start on the lid. So obviously I've let that full complete outer layer dry, and now I'm going in with the 5 mil rhinestones, and I'm just going to keep going around and around in circles. I only used 5 mil on here. I didn't use any other size, I don't think. I may have used a smaller one around the hole, the straw hole, but I like to keep it uniform on the lid, and I just follow it all the way around. On the lid, I don't really use the hexagon method, because obviously we've got to get smaller and smaller each time. So I just use the size of the previous row to go with on the next row. I hope that makes sense. And I just keep doing this so it will gradually get smaller and smaller. As you can see here, on the last few, I spaced them out just a little bit, just to accommodate for the reduction in the size of that row. And again, it will be the same with the next row. And I just keep doing this because obviously we're getting smaller and smaller towards the straw hole. Another little top tip while I'm here, you'll see in a minute my wax pen is struggling to pick up the rhinestones, and this is because it's obviously got glue on there. If you just take a piece of kitchen towel and spray some of your isopropyl alcohol, give it a little wipe, it will take anything, all the glue, anything that's on there off, and then you'll be back to normal and you'll be able to use it just as good. And now I'm going to speed this up so you can watch me do the whole lid. As you can see, I put a lot of glue on, but I promise it will dry. It will dry completely clear. And when you give it a wash, when it's all cured and dry, the shine of the stones will come back and it will look beautiful. I'm going to let it dry, cure, and then I'll show you after. And here it is all finished and dry. As you can see, all of the glue dries completely clear. It looks really scary, but it's not. It dries clear. Once you've given it a wash, it's beautiful. And I can't believe the difference in the colour, just bringing it outside, and how pink it looks in the sunshine. I love this cup. I adore it. Next week we will be doing part 4, which will be the final part, sealing the bottom of the snow globe. So make sure you are subscribed, drop a comment and a like, and I'll see you next week.